Okay, so the Season 2 update isn't quite out yet, but what is out are the patch notes. Now, I'm going to go through them here on Deserto.com. This is a great website. They've got a great Twitter account as well. It's basically where I get all my news for Warzone, Cold War, Modern Warfare. It's both these and the Modern Warfare guys, or guy, I don't know, who runs those accounts, but best place for all information. We've got the patch notes right now. Let's just take a look at them. We're going to look at basically all the global changes that are happening across all games, and then we're going to look at what ideally Warzone changes. Now, I've had a quick look, and it doesn't seem to explicitly state much on there, but we're going to be looking multiplayer Warzone. We're going to skip zombies apart from any major changes, because there is quite a lot in these patch notes, but I will link them in the description rather, so don't worry about that. Right, so the first thing to note, Outbreak Event. So that's from the 25th of February to March. We kind of knew this was coming, right? It's this really exciting event of, zombies. We basically squad up and fight zombies. Now, it says the undead challenges are across Outbreak, so the game mode, and Warzone to unlock rewards. We know that's only going to be available for a little while, so think of this as similar to the Halloween event, I guess. We're going to get like blueprints, different sprays, things like that. Weapons. So we knew there were going to be new weapons. We knew about the Farah LC10 and the machete. We saw all that on the adverts already, but they're basically confirmed to be in the Battle Pass, the machete in-game challenge or store bundle. Now, I don't think it's revealed quite yet the tier we have to be for these weapons, but we'll find out very soon. And then the good thing that they've added here is that they're including challenges now for the MAC-10 and the Groza. So in case anybody missed them on the Battle Pass this season, they can pick these weapons up no problem. That needs to happen, especially how good the MAC-10 is. Imagine if you started playing next season and couldn't get your hands on it. Battle Pass. So new 100 tier Battle Pass available in Season 2. Tell us something we don't know. They've added attachment flyout description of weapon previews in the Battle Pass. I'm not actually quite sure what that means. We might have to wait and see to sort of figure out exactly what that means. Added attachment flyout descriptions on weapon previews in the Battle Pass. I'm guessing we just get more descriptions of the weapons in the Battle Pass. That's my guess. New operator, Naga. I'm sure we've all seen this operator in the adverts, in the trailers. This was no surprise, but good to have it confirmed. So it says, obviously, one new operator, so that's one new proper character, but there will be loads of cool skins and stuff, which are basically new operators in my mind, because they look that different sometimes, So we've also got vehicles now, a couple more. So we got the sedan that's available for Outbreak and multi-team modes, and it's the same for the light truck. So it's more content. I'm not sure how these will impact the game exactly, but I'm excited to find out. In the main lobby, we've got some changes. As you'd expect, we've got lobby theming and animations for Season 2. I think they're already live, actually, before the proper Season 2 are live, I'm fairly sure. And then we've got an added new screensaver mode when the player is idle on the main menu screen. It's quite minor, but quite nice. Just kind of like a quality of life kind of thing. I enjoy that. And they've also addressed an issue where party members' equipped weapons would not be shown in the main lobby. So again, something minor, but just adds to the quality and the feel of the game. And, it's good to see little things like that still being worked on. Now we head over to Combat Record. Now this bit I really like. So they've added a shot tracker to the Combat Record's multiplayer weapons screen. Basically, what that means is, for each weapon, this displays the distribution of hits across the different body parts, as well as the damage multipliers assigned to some of these body parts. So this is fantastic if you want to improve your game and you want to figure out how to improve your game. So you could see that you're hitting quite a lot of shots in the limbs, or say the stomach, and you know how much that is contributing to multipliers. Whereas if you're aiming for chest and head, you might think, okay, I can improve on other areas of my game. That might be, your movement, slide cancelling, things like that. And then they've also addressed an issue where earned medals were not displayed anymore. Didn't realise that was an issue, but good to have it fixed. After action report, they've implemented a smoother transition between leveling up animation and displaying current level rewards. Now, again, I didn't realize that was an issue, but now that I've read it, yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. I'm so used to things being a bit buggy, I'm almost surprised when I see them working. Again, after action report now only shows rewards of the last level when leveling up several ranks at once. So that basically means, I mean, obviously everyone's going to start again from like a low level. So if you go up 7 in one game, it's not going to stack you with loads and loads. Now, weirdly, I quite like that. But I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. I mean, sometimes you can't get into the next game before they're all loaded in, so I guess it makes sense. Prestige levels, we know there's going to be more. There's 4 new prestige levels added in Season 2, i.e. Prestige 8 till 11. Prestige Shop, there's new prestige rewards available to unlock starting at Prestige 8. So if you don't know what these are, which I'm sure you do if you do have Cold War multiplayer, is basically every 50 ranks you get a prestige unlock, and basically what this means is you can unlock things like calling cards or emblems which you can only get through this shop. It's quite nice, but I do think they need more calling cards and emblems generally, especially emblems. You know, they've got to be quite interesting to unlock them using these prestige keys. Okay, music player. Original Treyarch tracks from Black Ops 2 now available in the music player once you've unlocked them as war tracks in the Battle Pass. So these include Main Theme, Adrenaline, Damned 100, and Shadows. Now, I can't remember them off the top of my head. Main Theme, I think I can. But yeah, people have a lot of nostalgia for these Black Ops tracks, and I'm actually one of them, I think. I played a hell of a lot of that game, so it's good to have a throwback to that. And we've also got Lost, an Easter egg song from Firebase Z, now available in the music player once you've unlocked it in-game after the launch of Season 2. So this basically adds to the customization of your game. This is very good for me, especially, you know, everyone's playing a lot of hours of Call of Duty these days since, you know, you can't leave the house. So it's good to change it up a little bit. New features, Bundle Locker. Access all of your owned store bundles at the new Bundle Locker at the weapons menu in any mode and the store. Yeah, this is very good if you've bought a few bundles. You can just keep track of all the things that you have bought, get easy access to them. You don't have to go burying through all like the cycles and subfolders of weapons and all things like that. That is actually a very good feature, I think. Quick Equip. So equip certain items straight from the Battle Pass, store bundle preview, and the bundle locker with the tap of a button. Again, these seem quite minor things, right? Considering we're nearly a year into Warzone, Cold War's been out a good few months, but that's actually, you know, that's a very good thing to have on the game, I think. Okay, now we're on to Cold War multiplayer. So we knew we were getting a new map, right? Apocalypse. It's a 6v6, and they've added the 24/7 playlist for that map, as they do when a new map always comes out. Not surprising, but good to see. On Cartel, they've made cover adjustments, including reducing the heights of bushes in certain locations to increase predictability of engagements. I didn't realize, that doesn't feel like a massive issue, but I guess it does improve it, I think. It's not a competitive map, so I don't actually play it a lot, unlike Crossroads Strike. So it looks like they've changed P4 hardpoint to a different location, so it's only probably 5 meters to the left, right? According to this, it's the crates on the frozen lake. But that changes the game quite a lot because it's new lines of sight. You can pick people off from longer distances. You have to hold that and the spawns from a different area. It seems good to me. And again, they've made cover adjustments to address unintended or exploitable sight lines. Don't know what they are, but obviously they thought there was an issue there and they have fixed that. On Satellite, they've closed small gaps in cover that could be abused in the map center. Moscow, they've trimmed unused space near starting spawns. Yeah, I've actually seen that online already, and yeah, I'm not sure how that will play. I mean, they are basically unused areas, I guess. So it's weird that they made the game in the first place. On Raid, the 0.1 hardpoint zone radius reduced to match the control zone radius. So you know the ring on Raid with like the pillars around it? Basically, it means you can't capture it by standing on top of the circle now. You have to actually be on the floor around it, which, you know, makes sense, especially if control is different. You know, you gotta match them up to make some sense. And players can now mantle onto the van inside of the garage. Tiny thing, but you know, it will make a difference in some games. Then on Express, they've addressed an issue that would allow players to spawn in front of the active train. Oh my god, I can't believe that was a thing, but I'm happy they fixed it. Again, a lot of these things are, I can't believe that's a thing, but good on them for fixing it. Okay, new modes. Gun game. It was only a matter of time before it showed up. Available in multiplayer at the start of Season 2. I'm not going to go through how you play it. I'm sure you guys know. I mentioned it in a previous video too on how you play it. We've also got gunfight blueprints. Yeah, basically they've added new blueprints to gunfight. No big deal. Search and destroy, they've addressed an issue where both teams could get points if the last players traded kills in search and destroy. Didn't know that was an issue again, but glad they fixed it. Incredible catchphrase I've got there, isn't it? And then the user interface, they've reduced the opacity of waypoints whilst ADS and when looking at hardpoint, control and S&D objectives. Lovely stuff. So now they're talking about featured playlists here. As we know, we've got these two at the top, Apocalypse, Gun Game, Gunfight. They've got a Snipers Only Mosh Pit that's running at the start of Season 2. Nuketown 24/7 doesn't leave the throne. And then we've got Face Off, a 3v3 mode at the end. Now, score streaks. There's a new one in town, Death Machine. I'm sure you've seen it, and it requires 2,200 score. Looks insanely OP, as we know the Death Machine, or equivalents of that, have been throughout Call of Duty. They've also got some adjustments here. I'm not going to go through everyone, but for example, Air Patrol now costs 2,400 instead of 2,700, and looks like they've made that across quite a few. And then there's also some issues they've addressed in a few different score streaks. So the care package, there was apparently an issue where the marker would remain stuck if the player skipped the kill cam whilst it was visible. I'll say it again, didn't know it was an issue, but glad they fixed it. Similar small but very annoying issues on these three as well, the cruise missile, spy plane and harp. Equipment, so this is a big one that I have noticed, especially playing League play. So smoke grenades. Player vision is now degraded when inside a smoke grenade cloud. So previously you could throw a smoke, stand in it and see people, right? So they couldn't see you, you could see them. Don't know how they messed that up after, you know, a decade and a half of Call of Duty, but it happened. Let's talk about field upgrades. I've noticed this video is actually going on a little while, so I'm going to try and move through them quickly. I'm sure you can see the right-hand side bar here. There's plenty to go, but remember, I am skipping the zombies ones, so don't worry. So yeah, field upgrades. Trophy system, reduce the damage that a trophy system will deal to a player, and the max damage it can deal is now 10. Now, I'm sure you've been killed by many trophy systems like I have. Very annoying, but glad they fixed it. And for gas mines, players can no longer spawn in an active cloud of gas. Didn't know it's a problem, but glad they fixed it. So for movement, we've got a couple of things that they've changed. They've addressed an issue where if a player sprinted to cancel their reload, the instant before ammo was replenished, the weapon could fire instantly as the reload was cancelled. Very weird, but glad they fixed it. And they've also done a small reduction to jump height and slowdown penalty after landing from a jump. The second one especially, you'll probably notice if you've got kind of an advanced movement with bunny hopping and things like that. I don't know how much of a penalty this is. I don't know how much of a reduction to jump height that is, but we'll see how that affects things. Now for challenges, we've increased the range for point blank weapon camo challenge. Now I'm sure everyone is thankful for that, as it seems to be you need to be inside their body to get these challenges going. Scoreboard, addressed an issue where the scoreboard would sometimes show reversed information on the scoreboard for the opposite team. Oh, don't make me say it. Didn't know it was a problem. Glad they fixed it. Custom games, addressed an issue where bots would not capture the A-side zone in domination. What a weird problem that is. I'm not sure how many people are gonna benefit from that change, but you know, they've sorted it, so good on them. Added a select all, deselect all option in quick play menu, lovely stuff. So okay, so now we're moving on to league play. Straight away, score streaks. Score earned will now reset to 0 on death. That sounds like they're making it a kill streak to me. essentially, right? That makes it much better. As I don't know if you've played it, but at the end of almost every game, everyone's got a score streak to call in. You like each team would call in artilleries on each other. So quite glad they've sorted that, and they've actually reduced the score streaks you can have to only artillery and cruise missile. And artillery has actually had a reduction to 1600 and cruise missile to 2000. And yeah, that's essentially because the scores don't reset. Do reset now, but they didn't before, basically. Creator class in League play, they addressed an issue where players were unable to select their unlocked zombie camos in custom weapon loadouts, and addressed various issues with the lobby and creator class loadouts not displaying properly. That was like quite a big one, as I think people at first just had undefined and couldn't even like choose a pre-made class or anything like that, which really messed up the first week of League play. Now on to zombies. I did say I was going to largely leave them in this video and focus on multiplayer and things like that, so I will link this down in the description if you want to read about zombies. But basically they've altered a few things, they've added a few things is what I can tell, but because I'm not a big zombies player, like some of this stuff I don't even understand. So I can't really help to explain any of that, I'm afraid. Look, there's absolutely loads of them. Actually, is that all of them? That can't be right. Wow, it is. So it looks like a lot of changes to zombies, including obviously the new mode, the side mode, Onslaught, which is only on PlayStation. A lot of changes. Maybe read up on that if you are a zombies player. So that's basically everything. I mean, we'll know a little bit more tomorrow in terms of how some of these things actually impact. And as we know, there's nothing said about here in terms of nerfs and buffs to weapons, which is kind of surprising to me, even though the game's quite balanced at the minute, they always tweak something. So what I will imagine will happen, there might be some sort of snuck in little sneaky kind of nerfs and buffs, so I would say look out for them. And as always, expect the new weapons, the 2 new weapons in the battle pass, expect them to be very good. For some reason, any new weapons coming to the game are always amazing. So if you're watching this and in fact season 2 isn't out yet, it's also got the launch times at the end. So my fellow Brits, I'm sure we're all setting our alarm for 5 AM. I'm sure we're going to be playing then. Thankfully, it seems to be a much more normal time for a few different locations. Kind of annoying if you are like Pacific time here, because I mean 9 PM, you know, I'd want to be having a decaf tea and heading to bed pretty soon after then. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, which for me is this February 25th. Sadly a little bit later than 5 AM, but I will be streaming tomorrow and on Friday as usual, as I do every Friday. So if you are around, please join me for that. But that is actually all from me for now. I just wanted to share these patch notes with you, give you a quick update of what's actually happening on the ground, you know, in Season 2. I hope you found it useful. If you did, obviously give it a like, it helps the video out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would recommend doing so. We've got loads of Call of Duty videos, shorts and streams. But yeah, that's everything from me. Bye for now.